Hello, I'm Liam Ober, and welcome to Crash Course Global Economics. Today we're diving into a topic that touches your life every single day: the grains behind your bread, pasta, and cereal. Imagine walking into your neighborhood grocery store. The bread shelves are nearly bare, and what's left costs a fortune. This isn't some far-off dystopia. It's a crisis unfolding right now in America's heartland. Fires are tearing through farms, silos, and food plants, not as random accidents, but as a disturbing trend. Each fire destroys crops, livestock, and vital infrastructure, putting our food security at risk. Think of our food system as a massive machine. These fires are jamming its gears. The impact isn't just financial, it means empty tables and growing hunger for countless families. When America's breadbasket burns, the effects are immediate: shortages, panic buying, and skyrocketing prices. Our food supply chain was designed for speed, not for setbacks. When one crucial link breaks, the entire system feels the shock. While US agriculture struggles, Canada's wheat fields are flourishing. Now the world's attention is turning north as Canada rises to meet the demand. This story isn't just about crops, it's about shifting economic power and the daily lives of millions. As smoke drifts over American fields, new opportunities are sprouting in its shadow. Why is this happening now? Fires are just the most visible symptom. American agriculture faces a perfect storm: climate chaos, soaring costs, and crumbling infrastructure. Droughts parch the West, floods batter the Midwest, and aquifers are running dry. Input costs, diesel, fertilizer, have skyrocketed, squeezing farmers' profits to the breaking point. Many family farms are drowning in debt or forced to sell out to big corporations. Infrastructure is failing. Aging railways and roads strand crops, while labour shortages slow every step from field to shelf. The system is brittle, and the cracks are everywhere. On top of it all, a wave of fires, some suspected arson, adds fear and uncertainty. Farmers now worry about weather, markets, and even sabotage. This perfect storm is dismantling American agriculture piece by piece. The result, a shrinking food supply and a vacuum in the global market. The crisis isn't just rural. It's coming to every dinner table. America's breadbasket is breaking. Let's compare two farmers, Frank in Kansas and Chantal in Saskatchewan. Frank's year is a disaster. Drought, hail, soaring costs, and a fire at the local processing plant. He's producing less wheat at higher cost and facing the loss of a century-old family farm. Meanwhile, Chantal's Canadian farm had timely rains and government support for resilient practices. Her costs are high but manageable, and her infrastructure is reliable. With global wheat prices soaring, Chantal is perfectly positioned to meet demand. This isn't just two stories, it's a continental shift. The US, once the world's breadbasket, is now seen as unreliable. International buyers are turning to Canada for stability. Developing nations, once dependent on American grain, are scrambling for new suppliers. Trade deals are being signed in Ottawa, not Washington. The US risks losing its status as the world's trusted supplier fast. This shift has huge implications for global food security. The world is calling Chantal, not Frank. The American era of abundance is ending. Canada's moment is here. The balance of agricultural power is shifting. As US agriculture stumbles, Canada is seizing the moment. The Canadian prairies are in a wheat boom. Fields are full, silos are bursting, and global demand is surging. Buyers from around the world, once loyal to US grain, are now turning to Canada. Canadian ports are buzzing, exports are fast-tracked, and rail lines are running at capacity. Billions are flowing into rural communities, revitalizing small towns and drawing young people back to farming. This boom is transforming the prairie economy and national identity. But there are risks: over-farming, soil depletion, and the challenge of scaling infrastructure. Canada is learning from America's crisis, investing in sustainability and resilience. The focus is on soil health, water conservation, and modern transport. The goal: make this wheat boom a lasting foundation, not a fleeting windfall. Canada is building a food system for the future. The world's new breadbasket is determined not to repeat America's mistakes. This is Canada's golden opportunity, and it's planning to keep it. How does this global drama hit your wallet? Directly. With US wheat supply down and demand steady, prices are soaring. Bakeries and food companies pay more for flour, and those costs land on your grocery bill. Bread prices have jumped 30 to 40% in the US. Pasta, cereal, and even meat and dairy are following. Grain is animal feed, so higher wheat prices mean pricier eggs, meat, and milk. In Canada, domestic abundance buffers the blow. Bread prices are up, but only by about 10%. The difference is stark. American families are forced to cut back, switch to cheaper foods, or go without. This isn't just about money, it's about nutrition and health. In Canada, price stability means less stress and more security. The grocery aisle now reveals a tale of two nations, one facing scarcity, the other stability. Food policy is health policy, and the gap is growing. For many Americans, the basics are becoming luxuries. For Canadians, the shelves are still full. The divide is visible every time you shop. The US and Canada are responding to crisis in very different ways. America's approach is reactive, disaster relief and bailouts, but little long-term change. Critics say it's a bandage, not a cure, ignoring root problems like water use, aging infrastructure and monoculture. The US faces a choice: double down on industrial farming or pivot to regenerative, resilient agriculture. The latter is gaining ground, but change is slow and difficult. Canada, meanwhile, is proactive, investing in climate-smart agriculture, research and infrastructure. It's diversifying export markets and supporting new farmers. The goal, resilience, not just profit. Canada is building a system for the next 50 years, not just the next season. The US is patching up a broken model. Canada is building a stronger one from scratch. One nation is playing defense, the other offense. The future of food security may depend on which path prevails. These shifts land right on our kitchen tables. For Americans, grocery shopping is now stressful. Prices are up, shelves are often empty, and choices are shrinking. Families are budgeting carefully, cutting back and feeling the squeeze. The old sense of abundance is fading, replaced by anxiety and unpredictability. Hoarding and shortages are becoming common, eroding public trust. In Canada, the mood is more secure, prices are stable, shelves are stocked, and there's pride in the country's new role. The agricultural boom is a source of optimism and national confidence. This divergence is reshaping the cultural relationship between the two countries. Americans may look north for stability. Canadians are embracing a new sense of capability. The grocery aisle is now a reflection of a major geopolitical shift. What's on your plate says which side of the divide you're on. Food has become a symbol of national fortune. Fires in the American heartland are more than isolated tragedies. They're symptoms of a deep crisis. Climate extremes, soaring costs, and failing infrastructure threaten American agriculture at its core. The result? Rising prices, empty shelves, and insecurity for millions. Meanwhile, Canada's wheat boom is reshaping the global market and revitalizing its economy. One nation's crisis is another's opportunity, redrawing economic maps and shifting power. For Americans, it means higher costs and uncertainty. For Canadians, stability and growth. The choices made in fields and governments shape what's on our plates. The lesson systems built only for efficiency are brittle. The future depends on building food systems that are sustainable and resilient. The smoke from a burning farm travels far. It affects us all. We are what we eat, and where it comes from has never mattered more.